Well, what's up, guys? Got Dave here, just coming home from work again. And I've seen a couple of videos lately where guys are talking about like their pre-ride checks, you know, like what they do before they go out and go on a ride, like the different things that they double check on their bike or whatever. And I just wanted to make my own pre-ride check type video, because a lot of the pre-ride checks on these videos that these guys are talking about, it's like 10 different things or 12 different things to check before you go out and ride your bike. And I wanted to talk about the difference between a pre-ride check and a periodic bike check, because it's two totally different things. And every once in a while, when you're just like kicking back at your place, you know, you're like out in the garage, just, you know, Friday night, whatever, you're just like hanging out with your boys, take a look at your bike. And this is what I call the periodic bike check. Yeah, just maybe once a week, once every 2 weeks, you know, just whenever you think of it, you just look over the bike. And things that I would look at like on a periodic check would be like, how worn down are my brake pads? Or, you know, like where are the fluids at for like my clutch and my brakes, you know, or my radiator, or checking the oil level, stuff like that. Yeah, it's, you know, double check it, looking the bike over to make sure nothing has come loose, stuff like that. That's a periodic check type thing. And a lot of people are including all of those things in their pre-ride checklist. And to me, my pre-ride checklist, I check the pressure in the tires and I check to make sure that I have enough gas. That's it, dude. I don't take my seat off and wiggle the little battery connectors and make sure those are tight. That's the periodic check. I don't look at like this reservoir and that reservoir and the oil level and this and the brake pads, and that's periodic. That's periodic checks. I don't do that every single time before I go ride my bike. I just don't. And I don't know if it's necessary, like if I'm not doing things that I should be doing, or if the people that I'm talking about are doing too much. That's kind of how I felt. I kind of felt like they're including way too much in their pre-ride check. You know, it's really not something that should take you like a freaking half an hour to go over your bike every single time before you go out. It just shouldn't. I'll pull out my tire gauge and I'll check the pressure in the front tire, check the pressure in the back tire. That's it. And then I'll take my key and I'll open up the gas, you know, open the gas cap, and I'll look to see if I've got enough gas in there, make sure I've got a full tank if I'm going out for a ride. And that's pretty much it, dude. That's what I do like before I actually go out and ride. I make sure that my tires have the air pressure that I want in them, and I make sure that my tank has enough gas that I'm not going to get surprised by a low fuel light halfway through my ride. That's it. That's all I check. And motorcycles are manufactured or engineered, whatever you want to say. They're made in such a way that things do not rattle loose on them or come apart or whatever. You know, it's like the engineers and the manufacturers that make motorcycles, they know that that motorcycles have vibration, and you know, it's like they have enough experience making bikes that things are not just going to be like falling apart to the point that you really need to keep track of stuff like super hardcore like that, like these people are talking about. That's at least been my experience. I hope I'm not steering anyone wrong, but it's like you don't need to check the bolts that hold your axles every single time you go out. You don't need to check your battery cables every single time you go out. I mean, these things that people are saying on their pre-ride checklists are like way overboard, dude. I'm not going to spend half hour or 45 minutes messing with my bike every single time before I go ride. I mean, I go ride every single day. So if something is coming loose or starting to rattle or anything like that, I will notice it. You know, like I'll be like, oh wow, what's making that noise? And when I get home, I'll check whatever I think is going on. You know, I keep up on my bikes. I make sure they're not gonna leave me stranded somewhere or fail and freaking get me hurt. You know, like if a wheel falls off of your bike when you're going 80, probably not good. But I don't think that all of these different things that they're talking about are really pre-ride check things. They're just not. I mean, to me, they're not. So I just figured I'd talk about that, just let you know how I feel about that. Oh, come on, guys. My mirrors aren't going to make that. I need a little bit more room than that.